Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce my team. We are from Team 4, Class C. We will presentation about our project. The title is Hospital Queue with Double List. And it is our members, first Nur Farani, second Sri Yustiana, third Desiska Aulia Zahwa. In this presentation, we will discuss about first theoretical basis, which is about definition and explanation queue and doubling list. Second, case study, which is about explanation about the program. Third, abstract data analysis, which is about implementation class or struct and ADT or abstract data type. Fourth, algorithm data analysis, which is about explain the algorithm of program. First, we will discuss about theoretical basis. What is queue? Queue is a special form of linear list where data entry operations are only allowed on one side, which is called the backside or tail, and deletion operations are only allowed on the other side, which is called the front side or head of the linked list. Queue, which concept first in, first out. Next example, we will insert element from top or rear. So it will start from end queue, and data will in at the queue until the queue full or until the queue filled as needed. Then the element also will be deleted or will be exit. The first element which I input will be exit first to beyond the queue. Next, what is doubling list? Doubling list is a set of linear or sequential data nodes with two pointers, prev and next. Queue operations with doubling list. First, create to create new queue. Second is empty to checking whether queue is empty or already filled. Third, full to checking whether queue is full or still able to accommodate data. Fourth, end queue to insert element into the queue. 5. The queue to delete element from the queue. For example, we will insert element with end queue. 12 is the first element, and 117 the second element, and the last element is 25. So we are going to end queue. Then if we will deleting data with the queue, the first element will be deleted first too. So the number 12 will be deleted first. Then the second element will be moved to the first element. Then delete second. Then the last element will be moved to the first element. Then also deleting. And now the queue is empty. Next, case study. Then for our project assignment is queue, and our team took the case implementation queue at hospital using doubling list storage. Every time there is an incoming queue, the data will be saved. Then when the queue is out, the data will be deleted. The patients will fill in their personal data according to the format and have to wait for the queue call. Here we use the variables age, name, address, and gender with data type char and length according to the format. Except for age, we use an integer data type. The difference between the queue here and in data structure in the class is, if in the data structure class there is no special specification or queue reference, while here it has special specification or reference such as queue fillers must be at least 70 years old and a maximum of 99 years old. If the conditions are not according to the specification, the queue will not be served. Next, abstract data analysis. First is empty, second enqueue, third dequeue. Is empty to check whether the queue is empty or not. If not, enqueue add element, put A, enqueue put B, enqueue put C. Then, if we will delete element, with dequeue, get A, get B. Then, enqueue put D, put E, put F, put G. Then, if we will delete element, get C. IsEmpty will be running after we will add element or delete element. Next, struct implementation. Implementation struct this hospital queuing program. There is a struct to accommodate patient data doc struct. Note, char name for inserting patient's name in H for inserting H patient, char gender for inserting patient's gender, char address for inserting patient's address, then struct not starling for linked list. Next, algorithm queue. First, check the queue. The two functions are used to check the queue is full with function is full or null with function is empty. On the is full function, if the value of queue.rear is equals, the maximum will return true and or false if not same. On the isEmpty function, if the value of queue.rear is equals 0, will return true and or false if not same. Second, display queue. To display the queue, we need to check if the queue is empty. If it is empty, then there is no data to display. So, the program will display the message queue is empty. But, if the queue contains data, then display the data in queue using for loop. Next, third, input queue data. To enter data into the queue, we will check the queue is full or not. If it is full, then we cannot add data to the queue because there is no more space available and the program will give a message that queue is full. If there is still space, then input data to the queue and add 1 for value to queue.rear where the data is in the last queue. Fourth, data deletion. Still the same as display queue on enqueue. To retrieve data from the queue or to extract it, the first time we need to check if there are any data in the queue. Because if there is no data, then data deletion cannot be performed and the program will display a message queue is empty. But if there is data in the queue, then shift data to the front queue or queue.front and data subtract one value from queue.rear. Let's see our code, and in the last we will running the program. It is library for C++. It is to console input-output. It is to set time. It is to manipulator to set the screen width of a variable value. It is to set system or clear screen. And at line 9 until line 17, we will make doubling list, not brief and next for doubling list, and struct not link for a new node. And same as we previously explained about the struct, to enter name, age, gender, address data in accordance with the provisions for the amount and data type. Next, line 90 until 24, go to XY function. For set column and row, X for column and Y for rows. Chord is a struct that contains two variables of type sort, namely X and Y. Set cursor position function used to set the cursor position on the screen. This function has two parameters, namely H console output and DW cursor position. Get STD handle function used to get handle to screen. This function has one parameter, namely NSTD handle. NSTD handle is a parameter for standard device. In this case, because what we will do is output to the screen, the standard device used is the standard output device, namely STD output handle. Next, line 26, class queue to hold abstract data to manage queue. Void exists to function for exit. Queue is the function to manage queue, don't have constructor and method because it will be defined in another function. Void menu to manage menu, same as queue function, don't have constructor and method. Mul full function for checking data full or not. Node star P to point node to P. P among new nodes means P will define the node, then delete P and return 0. Bool empty to check whether queue empty or not by return the value from the first node. Void make node to make a new node. Void in make enter queue on input queue. Void print queue to print queue. Void clock to manage time or local time. Void delete one to delete one queue in data. If first node null, then do queue first. First will be move queue for link, then delete queue. Go to XY to set column and rows, then see out the queue is out and data will be deleted. If first null, then see out empty queue. Void delete all. For delete all data, add the queue. Node star next for pointer next to double linked list, while first next first to link. Delete first. Delete first will be moved to next for delete next data. And add private, we declaration variable to double linked list and char time and struct time. Add queue function. For the queue to run on looping, the queue must have an initial value of 0. So first 0, last 0. Void queue to input the data, go to XY, and for looping, we use looping for the same condition, so we don't write many times. It will be a square for column and rows, and it is the words. Until line 104, in general, go to XY here has the same function, only with a different number of column and rows. Next, line 105, we declaration variable ename, age, gender, and address for size of to find the memory size of operand in bytes. The syntax is size of, and it is the expressions. Cin.ignore, what does it do? Basically, when we use in, we no longer need to insert a new line because it is already in scene. But because of this, we cannot input the string after inputting the character because it is immediately skipped. Therefore, we using scene.ignore. The number 256 means that there is only 156 for the limit because there is only 105 and 6. So that when saying ignore is executed, the default new line or new line from scene will be ignored and the syntax under it can run. And saying getLine used to inputting a string. Actually, we can use the cin, then we can only input one word. Therefore, we using getLine so that we can use space where entering words. Then getGh is to be used to read a character with character of the entered characters. It doesn't need to end by pressing the enter key, and the input characters will not be displayed on the screen. The header file that must be included is conio.h. The next line, print q, a function for print q. This is key first. For key replace position first and goto to manage a box list position. Actually, it is the same as before. The goto to set columns and rows. Next line, function make node to make a new node. Q new node to declaration node if Q not null. If Q not null, then string copy. This function for copy the origin string to the destination string variable. With the signal, the destination string must have the same data type and size as the origin string. The syntax is strcpy, and it is the destination and it is a origin. Then the function clock to set the local time. Here we use the standard code. Firstly, set time to null, then set to local time, then take as time for set time. Then Q menu for function menu. H console to handle cursor position on the screen, same as line 70 until 25. Then set columns and rows for looping until line 412. Then this is option for menu. The menu is enter, checklist position, queue out, delete all, and exit. As the main function, we only call the class and we will running the program. And it is the program. We will input the data, name, age, gender, address. In here, age between 17 until 100, and we will input data about 6. Then we will check list position, click to, and it is the data that we will input. Then we will queue out all or delete one, press 3. Then checklist patient. The number 1 is delete and the number 2 move. It is the same, and check the list patient. And fourth, delete all data. And it is we will try to check the data, delete all or not. This is input data, same as the firstly. Then checklist patient, and the data, delete all. Finally, thanks for watching and thanks for your attention. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.